Are recruiting showcases and camps a great way to get exposure, or are they a waste of money? Traditionally, in recruiting, if you look at the last 15 to 20 years, this is how players have gotten on the radars of college coaches. The problem is that recruiting is changing dramatically. It used to be that a school would pretty much exclusively recruit locally, which meant that they could host their camp and then players who were within an hour or two could come to their camp. They would recruit from that camp and that would be it. But the reality is that nowadays coaches are recruiting all across the country. And that means if you're the parent of an athlete and you want to go to a whole bunch of camps, you're going to end up having to travel all over the country. So for that first reason, I'm not a huge fan of using showcases and camps as your primary method of exposure. I'm not saying it doesn't sometimes work, I'm just saying it's not the most efficient way of getting recruited. Now, the second reason that I'm not a huge fan of going to a whole bunch of showcases and camps for exposure is that there's so much that's outside of your control when you go to one of those events. You show up, there are hundreds of players there, you end up not even playing the position that you normally play, you don't really get an opportunity to truly show your skills, the coaches are not even watching. There's so many things that could work against you. So here's what we do instead, and this has been working really well for us. We try and start as many conversations with college coaches as we can outside of showcases and camps. That often means using digital forms of communication, email, social media, things like that. Now, if you know what you're doing, you can generate a ton of traction using those methods. And then it makes showcases and camps so much easier because when you're picking which ones you should go to, you simply go to the ones for the schools that you're already talking to. And then when you show up on campus for the event, you already have a competitive advantage because that coach already knows who you are. They've already seen your video. It's completely different than the other 50 or 100 players that are there. Of course, this isn't always possible, but when it is, it makes a huge difference.